Capitol Hill to Wall Street. This is Politics and Profits with your host, Rick Amato.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Rick Amato. It's time for Politics and Profits.
We follow the trends on Capitol Hill that lead to the profits on Wall Street. We expose the hard facts of what your elected officials are doing when you're not looking. And we show you how you can profit from their politics. The American dream is alive and well, and you can be proud to call America your home. And now, it's Rick Amato.
So Joe Biden says he wants the rest of America to be like California. I'm not so sure Gavin Newsom feels that may be a good idea. The Recall Gavin Newsom movement is taking up steam, taking up tremendous momentum. And folks, they are that close to getting the required number of signatures to get a recall on the ballot. Join me at this time from Rancho Mirage, California, outside of Palm Springs, is the senior advisor for Recall Gavin 2020, Randy Economy. Randy, welcome to the show.
Rick, thank you so much for having me, and a good morning.
Good morning. Randy, just under 1.5 million signatures are required statewide. Last I heard, you are just under 150,000 signatures away. Is that where it stands?
I think you're just about there, Rick. As a matter of fact, as of today, I think we're at 1.3,800,000 signatures. We need 1.497, or just a little under 1.5 million, to have this thing qualified for a special election. But we're not going to stop at getting just the minimum required signatures. We want to get between 1.8 and 2 million signatures altogether. And we have a massive coalition of people who are out working on behalf of this one movement now. We're very appreciative of everybody who is coming on board. And again, we want to thank the tens of thousands of volunteers who are the heart and soul and the glue of this. It's probably the biggest grassroots movement you'll ever see in California political history. And I think that's pretty refreshing. I think that is what we need right now here in California, and I think the vehicle recallgavin2020.com has really done a masterful job being able to be the lead proponent and the leader of this recall movement. And a lot of people didn't give us a chance. A lot of people laughed at us.
That's right.
5 or 6 months ago, because the people who are kind of overseeing the campaign is Orrin Heatley and Mike Netter and Robin McRae and so many others. And they had never been involved in politics before. And so when your first campaign is to recall the governor of the fifth largest state the largest state in America and the fifth largest economy in the world, people aren't going to take you too seriously. But now it's probably, I think we're just at the doorstep of inevitability now.
Well, and you see it. You, as you said, it was not taken seriously. And I'll admit, when I first heard it, I thought it was cute. And
wait a minute, did you just call me cute?
And now we see the reaction of the governor's office and the Democratic Party here in California.
Yeah,
they're on a run. They're showing some panic, are they not?
We call it full freak out mode, as kids like to say in this day and age. We this ragtag group of political misfits, and I'm not being overly dramatic in regards to that. These are people who've never really been involved in local city council races, let alone taking on a governor of the most populous state in America to make this happen. So again, it's something out of central casting that you'll have to go ahead and kind of look at the players who are the driving force behind this. And we're just having the time of our lives, Rick. It's never been more gratifying and more satisfying.
And Randy, let me ask you this. You're going to get the signatures. You're going to get the minimum amount. That's obvious. What happens next? It goes on the ballot. You don't just throw a champagne party and say, we did it.
No. That's when our work begins.
That's right.
Once we cross this particular finish line, we basically look at us being, at second base in a baseball terminology, or being on the 50-yard line of a football. The end goal and the only goal is to have Gavin Newsom recalled and removed from office. And the wonderment of California politics and the California election code and the state constitution allows people like us here at recallgavin2020.com to harness, to basically use the rules and the laws to be able to fire any elected official here in California, whether it be a governor or a mayor or a city council member or a state.
But what is the strategy going to be? It's going to take money to go out and, so what, have you thought that far into it? Can you reveal to us what happens next?
It is going to take money, but again, there's 3 or 4 different political action committees that have been formed to help propel the engine, so to speak, that I represent, and Orrin Heathley is the chairman of. And so far, probably, if you add up all the money that has been raised thus far from individual groups, we probably are at about $2.5 million. I just saw a front page article in the LA Times that came out today, and talks about the fact that with all the combined groups and efforts, we're over $2.5 million now. But that's not a lot of money.
No, it's not.
Think about it. You can run for city council in the city of Long Beach, and you can run for different state assembly seats, and it'll cost you $5, $10, $15 million sometimes to be able to win races like that. So it's minuscule the amount of money that has been raised, but every penny that has been raised thus far has gone directly into signature gathering and just hitting the pound. We're just pounding the pavement. We have tens of thousands of volunteers that are out at any given time, any weekend, who are doing the heavy lifting to making sure that this movement is successful. And when I mean movement, I do mean movement.
And how much money do you think you need to raise once it gets on the ballot to make this thing competitive?
I don't know. I don't have a clue.
Okay.
All I know is that we're powered by people, tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of volunteers. And I think that's priceless in politics these days. We're kind of bending the rules here, and we're kind of changing the rules of politics in California during this campaign. And I think that's refreshing because we don't have big, huge, dollars behind us. I mean, sometimes you run a political campaign and somebody will come in and say, well, I'm going to put $10 million in, or I'm going to put $20 million in, or we just don't have that here. It's just, it's a remarkable thing to watch. I've been in politics, and I've been an investigative journalist. I'm a talk radio show host. I mean, I'm well-rounded in California politics and the history of it. And I've never seen anything like this. Maybe you can equate it back to the 1970s when Howard Jarvis was unknown and had a ragtag group of individuals who says, we want to go ahead and change the tax structure of California, and created Proposition 13.
And I'm going to jump. That's a good analogy. I'm going to jump in the interest of time. I would think once you get it on the ballot, as you say, you don't know right now, 2.5 million is minuscule. But once you get on a budget, I think on a ballot, you're going to see some big money people across America on the right stepping forward. We're down to less than 30.
You got people on the left too. I mean, you've got a tech billionaire who's a Democrat who's already thrown his
who is
hat in the race.
Who is it?
I don't have his name.
All right, we'll look it up. I know who you're talking about, though. Yeah, we'll look.
I know who I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't want to go ahead and give anybody extra free publicity one over the other, but people are coming out of the woodworks now, and by the time this thing's done, Rick, we'll probably end up having between 300 and 500 candidates running for governor. And wouldn't that be the absolute summer of democracy here in America, right here?
Including Kevin Faulkner, former mayor of right here in San Diego. Randy.
Yeah, Kevin.
Randy, we're less than 30 seconds. I want to get out there. You have a new radio talk show on KABC in Los Angeles. Less than 30 seconds. Tell our viewers about it.
It's going to be every Saturday night at 9 o'clock. It's called the Randy Economy Show, Recall Radio. I've done talk radio in the past. I love it. It's an amazing art form. My first guest is the sheriff of Los Angeles County, Alex Villanueva, who I consider to be one of my dearest friends personally. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be off the hook. And I hope everybody can tune in and listen.
Well, if you want a TV talk show host and someone who helped launch the One America News TV network,
let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm serious. I would love to have you on. This would be fun, Rick.
Do it.
We'll have role reversal, okay?
That's funny. All right, Randy Economy, senior advisor over at Recall Gavin 2020. We'll have you back on. I'll go on with you at KABC. And thanks for the update.
You got it, man. God bless everybody. And go to recallgavin2020.com and let's get this thing done.
All right, back after this.
Politics and Profits with Rick Amato is brought to you by Liberatory Accounting, the IRS problem solvers. To find out how Liberatory Accounting can help you, call 877-6-SOLVER. That's 877-6-SOLVER.